there's a way to do things and a way you approach a bowl game. But we're going out there to win the bowl game, first and foremost. And yeah, we're going to have some great dinners. Yeah, we're going to have some sightseeing and all that kind of stuff. And that's great, a great experience. But we got to get them to understand when it's time for business out there, when we do get away from those events, we got to be ready to practice and ready for meetings, be able to handle that kind of stuff.
Coaches hate distractions, hate them.
Jaguars head coach Joey Jones there. Now, obviously, it's a bowl game, so there will be plenty of events surrounding it for the fans, players, families related to the program. Distractions can be a concern. How much of a concern are they for a young program like South Alabama?
It's not necessarily the youth of the program. It's the youth in the program. If you have young team, young players at key positions, that could be an issue when you take a team on the road for a bowl game, especially if the guys have never been on one. When I was a sophomore at Marshall and we went to play Ole Miss in the Motor City Bowl, our seniors and our team captains made sure that the younger guys were always accounted for. They made sure we were at meetings on time. We were at practice on time. There weren't any distractions, because you get a distraction at a bowl game, you get sent home. So when you watch the bottom of the screen during bowl season and you see guys get sent home for no reason, it's probably because they did something wrong on the bowl trip that the coach didn't want them doing.
You were never guilty of such an offense?
Oh, no, ma'am. You don't become the MVP by getting sent home, Monica McNutt.
Fair enough, Doug Chapman. All right, a win in the bowl game would be a big deal for the Falcons, but not just because it's a bowl victory. It would also capture the elusive 10-win season.
I mean, I think we're all excited for it. We're excited for the opportunity to get 10 wins. I know we're not overlooking anybody that we play. We got a good opponent, and they've had some big wins, so we definitely got to stay focused, and it's another opportunity for these seniors to get on the field one more time, and I don't think anybody has any issues with that.
South Alabama is somebody that we can't take lightly. 2 wins against San Diego State 2 years in a row, and San Diego State has been the conference champion 2 years in a row, and they also beat Mississippi State the first game of the season. So it's looking like we got to buckle down and actually take them seriously.
I mean, if you look how many teams have the opportunity to win 10 games this year, I mean, I think it's a number somewhere under 30. So to be in that elite company is pretty special, and anytime you have the opportunity, you definitely don't want to let it go to waste.
It will be the 4th time in Air Force football history that we get 10 wins, so it's pretty big, and I think it would mean a lot, in terms of the class of 2017 for our legacy to have this 10th win season.
Luke is right. In fact, 16 teams have won 10 games already this season. 14 have a chance to win 10 with a bowl victory. Now, as far as this goes for this Falcon squad, for the senior class, this bowl would also be their rubber match. They're 1-1 in bowl games so far, as well as that 10th game or 10th win that they've talked about. So how much of a factor is their experience in this bowl game?
It's a factor because you're taking guys on the road and they have older guys to listen to and say, hey, man, this is how you do it when you go on a bowl trip. Your coach has experience taking a team on the road in a bowl trip. But you see, South Alabama, we talked about it, the youth of their program, like we talked about earlier, Monica, they don't have that tradition there. So you hope that they have leaders. You saw Dallas Davis throwing the ball. You see offensive players like McGee and Everett. You hope that those guys are going to step up and be leaders. And what they lack in actual experience in going to bowl games, they bring it off the field, keep everybody focused, because Air Force is going to be focused in this one. They're going to travel well, and Coach Calhoun is going to have his team ready to play.
All right, so for as much experience as the seniors bring, for Air Force, their quarterback, Arian Worthman, is just a sophomore, and he is the backup after Romine went down with an injury. Worthman has started 4 games. He's gotten 4 wins. But is his lack of experience on the season a concern?
I'm not overly concerned with his lack of experience, because in this type of offense, I hate to say it, but it's a plug-and-play type offense. All these kids were recruited to play in this system. They know what they're doing. He's practiced backing up Nate Romine, and he's done great since taking over. Rushed for over 100 yards in 3 of his last 5 games. He's thrown for over 100 yards in that span. My main concern, though, with Worthman is making the proper read. Ball handling. He doesn't have the in-game experience as Romine, so that's going to be the big difference.
For the Jags, it's sophomore quarterback Dallas Davis. Now, he started all season, but it is his first start in a bowl game, and he is a sophomore. What are the concerns there?
His inconsistency. Will he be the Dallas Davis against Mississippi State throwing for 285 and 2 touchdowns and a victory? Or will he be the Dallas Davis that played against Nichols where he tossed 4 picks? They won the game, but you can't toss 4 picks against Air Force and win a football game. Which one is going to show up? He brings a dual threat dimension. You see him now, he can pull it down and run. But I want to make sure he sits in the pocket, goes through his reads, they protect him properly up front, and he does the right thing. We see the early season Dallas Davis versus the one that can be a little interception prone.
December 30th, we will all find out which Davis shows up. Coming up, we get a look at the day in the life of an Air Force cadet. It's a service academy, so their day is no joke.